My beloved child, take a moment and let my words settle into the quiet spaces of your heart. For I have something deeply personal to share with you, something that has everything to do with my unwavering presence in your life, and how I guide your hands and inspire your spirit in ways both grand and gentle. I want you to remember that you are never alone, for I am always with you, enveloping you in my infinite love, even on the days when you feel unseen or overlooked by the world. Do not doubt the path before you, because I have known you since before you took your first breath, and every morning I rise with you, infusing your daily steps with purpose and direction. I will hold you close in your victories, stand guard in your battles, and cradle you in your sorrows, reminding you that hope is never out of reach. Rest assured that my hand is guiding you, my peace is comforting you, and my promise is steadfast that I will never abandon you. Embrace these truths, for your future is bright, and I walk it alongside you with joy. My dear one, I see how you yearn for deeper meaning, how your heart longs to know that your life has significance far beyond what you can observe with your eyes. I assure you, you carry a divine spark placed carefully within you by my hand, and that spark is meant to illuminate the world with compassion, wisdom, and faith. I recognize the moments you feel as though your contributions are too small to count, but take courage. A single candle can chase away the darkness in a vast room, and likewise your faithful acts, no matter how minor they appear, create ripples of goodness that extend far and wide. Do not fear that your efforts will be forgotten or overshadowed, because when I look upon you, I see a living masterpiece, a creation I cherish, and I rejoice at every good thing you do in my name. You might sometimes question your worth, but I urge you to see yourself through my eyes, for I have lovingly molded every part of you, gifting you with talents that can bless both you and those around you. Trust in my design, knowing you are designed for a sacred purpose and an unending journey of growth. You are not alone. I treasure you, and I will guide you toward greater joys. I know you've felt the weight of various burdens pressing on your soul, from concerns about your health to doubts about your future, and from anxieties over finances to worries about relationships that feel fragile. Even in the hushed darkness of late-night hours, when you think no one else is paying attention, my gaze never drifts away from you. I see every tear you shed, every silent prayer you whisper, and every longing you dare not speak aloud, because my heart is knit closely to yours. Do not let the shadows of insecurity cloud your mind, for even if the world turns its back on you, my presence remains a constant light, shining steadily through every season. No struggle of yours is too trivial or too enormous for me. Remember how I shepherded my people through deserts and parted oceans to deliver them from danger. Trust that I can move the mountains in front of you with the same power and compassion. You will see that, in time, my timing is always perfect, my provision never ceases, and my mercy covers you fully. Stand firm, for a brighter dawn always follows the darkest night, and I will make a way. I am your shield, the one who stands between you and the fiery arrows of despair, the voice that speaks calm into your chaos, and the steady hand that steadies you when the winds of fear threaten to uproot your peace. Do not give in to panic when storms arise, because I am also your refuge in every downpour, offering shelter and rest beneath the wings of my boundless grace. Picture yourself in the hands of a loving father who never fails to respond when his child cries out in need. Even if all you can manage is a faint plea, know that I hear it, and I respond with the full force of my everlasting love. There is no valley too dark, no river too wide, and no problem too complicated that I cannot guide you through. Accept my covering, allow my presence to soothe your anxious heart, and trust in the plan I have orchestrated for your good. You will discover that my protection is not merely a shield from harm, It is also a beacon that leads you toward a destiny filled with hope and meaning. Let your heart be steadfast, for I am by your side. When you struggle with thoughts that weigh you down, maybe regrets from the past, or fears that tomorrow might bring difficulty, lean on me. I do not want you to carry these burdens alone. My grace is your safe haven, the place where shame and guilt melt away, replaced by a clear awareness that you have been redeemed. The cross is more than a symbol of sacrifice. It is also a testament to how far I am willing to go to draw you into my loving arms. If you find yourself stumbling, look to the stories of those who have gone before you. People like Moses, who felt inadequate, David, who wrestled with guilt, or Mary Magdalene, who found renewal. Their stories bear witness to the truth that my mercy endures through failure, redemption, and second chances. Dear child, you are woven into that tapestry of grace, so do not hesitate to come to me in your imperfection, trusting that my kindness is infinite and my embrace unconditional. Have courage, for I am restoring you day by day. You are a precious jewel in my eyes, and I watch you with a fatherly delight as you grow in wisdom, compassion, and faith. Every time you reach out to help a neighbor, every time you whisper a prayer for someone in pain, and every time you show kindness in a world that can sometimes feel cold, you reflect a part of my heart. I rejoice in these acts, large and small, because they reveal your willingness to be a vessel of my love, a channel through which my hope flows into the lives of others. Remember that even a cup of water offered in my name does not go unnoticed, for your every intention to do good resonates in the courts of heaven. Stay open to my guidance, because your worth is not determined by your circumstances or achievements, but by the unwavering love I bestow upon you. Keep shining brightly, and never forget that I delight in who you are becoming, just as much as in what you do. Move forward with confidence, for I delight in you always. I know the challenges you face can be daunting, and sometimes you wonder if relief will ever come. Nighttime might bring echoes of worry, while daytime tasks can pile up, leaving you exhausted and discouraged. In those moments, let my voice be a gentle reminder that though the storms in your life rage, you can find calm in me. Consider my word, which has guided countless people through fiery trials, led them through deserts, and granted them deliverance in unimaginable ways. If I was faithful then, why would I not be faithful now? Allow your questions, your frustrations, and even your anger to be laid at my feet, because I am not distant. I am here to sustain you. My compassion sees the tears you hide, my spirit collects the prayers you offer, and my power can lift you out of the deepest pit of despair. Do not give up. Hold on to the assurance that I, your steadfast companion, will never fail you. Sometimes you might wrestle with disappointment when life takes unexpected turns, or when doors you thought would open remain shut. In those periods, remember how a closed door can often become a redirection to something more beautiful than you had envisioned. My ways, though sometimes mysterious, are always mapped out for your ultimate good. I use even the ashes of loss to grow gardens of new life, turning your mourning into rejoicing. It is easy to focus on what went wrong, but allow me to reframe your perspective so you can see the silver threads of my grace woven into your story. I promise to walk with you, guiding you step by step toward blessings you might not have anticipated. If you anchor your heart in my faithfulness, you will discover that no setback is wasted. It can be the soil in which stronger faith takes root. Lift your eyes to me, for I lead you to higher ground. Reflect on the truth that my love for you is not a distant concept, but an active, living force that seeks your well-being, your joy, and your transformation. Even in mundane tasks, like tidying your home, driving to work, or studying late into the night, I am present, working through your hands, giving strength to your will, and sharpening your mind. I encourage you to view each day as an opportunity to witness my subtle interventions. The sudden solution to a problem you've puzzled over, the calming hush that settles your anxious thoughts, or the gentle nudge that inspires you to offer a kind word to a stranger. These are not coincidences. They are my signs that I am at your side, partnering with you to bring forth goodness in ways both small and magnificent. Remain attentive, for when your heart is open, you can experience my presence in the details of everyday life, fueling you to press on. Cling to this assurance, for it will empower you to face each new dawn with confidence. I see the times you doubt whether your life really matters, whether your efforts in your community, your family, or your work are making any difference at all. But I have created you with a role so unique that no other person can fill it quite the same way. Like individual threads woven together to create a rich tapestry, your gifts, experiences, and passions intertwine with the lives of others to form something truly glorious. Whenever you stand up for justice, show patience to those who try your nerves, or offer a quiet prayer for someone in need, you are fulfilling that role. Each act is a shining thread, adding color and depth to the bigger picture that I alone can see in its entirety. Rest in the knowledge that I designed you intentionally, not haphazardly. Celebrate the unique contributions you make, for they carry eternal significance. And I rejoice with you each time you pour love into the world around you. Think of me as the potter shaping clay, patiently molding and reworking the vessel until it becomes a masterpiece fit for noble use. You, my child, are that clay, and I have never abandoned the wheel, never taken my hands off you. Sometimes the shaping process can feel uncomfortable. Hardships, losses, or challenges might stretch you in ways you never expected. But trust in my wisdom, for I know what I am forming you to be, and each step on your journey has a place in that process. In Scripture, you see countless examples of ordinary people who were refined through trials, ultimately becoming stronger in faith and character. Take courage in that shared heritage. If you allow me to shape you, if you remain soft in my hands, you will emerge with a clarity of purpose that blesses not only you, but everyone you encounter. Embrace the promise that I will never cease working in you, and your life will beam with my grace. When you are weighed down by anxiety, I invite you to come and rest in my presence. Prayer need not be complex or time-consuming. Think of it as a heartfelt conversation with the one who knows you completely and loves you unconditionally. When you speak, I listen, not with judgment but with compassion. When you pause, I whisper truths that bring light to your confusion and calm to your racing mind. My spirit intercedes for you with a grace that surpasses human comprehension, gathering every groan and tear and presenting them before me as pleas for help. So do not fear. Come to me, share your burdens, your hopes, your dreams, and trust that I will respond. Each moment spent with me in prayer plants seeds of faith that will grow into a flourishing garden of peace. Wrap yourself in that promise, and watch as I turn your cares into testimonies of my goodness. There are days when you might look around and feel as though the entire world is on fire with turmoil and conflict. Or you might watch the news and lose faith in the goodness of humanity. Even in such times, I urge you not to let your heart grow numb or cynical. Instead, let my voice remind you of the transformative power of love, a power that has conquered empires, softened hardened souls, and healed wounds you never thought could mend. Love is not a passive emotion. It is an active force that moves mountains of hatred and paves pathways for reconciliation. When you choose to love, by forgiving, by extending grace, or by reaching out to someone who is alone, you participate in my redemptive plan for creation. You are not just a bystander to the world's problems. You are a beacon of my light, shining into the darkest corners with unwavering resolve. Continue shining, for I am the source of that light, and I stand with you. And when sorrow strikes, as it sometimes must in this human experience, remember that I do not step away or leave you to bear your grief alone. I am the Father who comforts you in affliction, the shepherd who leads you beside still waters, and the healer who collects your tears. Even Jesus, who walked among you, wept at the heartbreak of others, showing you that I am not a distant deity, but a compassionate companion in your pain. If you find yourself in the valley of mourning, do not isolate yourself in darkness. Let me tenderly hold your brokenness, for I can create beauty from ashes, infusing hope where despair once reigned. I will walk with you until the morning light dawns again, for my mercies are new every day. Hold on, for I am nearer than your own breath. I know it can be difficult to trust a future you cannot see, especially when your present circumstances feel uncertain or dire. Yet I implore you to anchor your spirit in my unwavering promises. Scripture overflows with testimonies of people who trusted me against all odds. Noah building an ark before the flood arrived, Abraham venturing into unknown territories, and Esther risking her life to save her people. Their stories are not mere fables. They reveal how my hand moves mightily when a heart stands firm in faith. I have mapped out a destiny for you that is filled with moments of wonder and divine appointment. Each step you take in obedience, even if trembling, is one step closer to unveiling the extraordinary tapestry of your calling. If you cling to me, you will see miracles unfold in ways you never anticipated. Look to the horizon with expectancy, for I guide you forward with loving hands. At times, you may feel a nudge in your heart, an inexplicable prompting to reach out to someone, offer encouragement, or even make a decision that seems risky by worldly standards. Do not ignore that stirring, for my spirit often speaks softly, revealing opportunities for you to manifest my kingdom in real time. You never know whose day or even life could be changed by a single act of kindness or a courageous stand for truth. Embrace the spontaneity of my guidance, trusting that I orchestrate these moments for divine purpose. When you see the fruit of your obedience, be it a revived friendship, a stranger thanking you with tears in their eyes, or a situation changing for the better, you will realize that you are indeed a vessel I use to channel grace. Never doubt that I can use you, imperfections and all, to accomplish wonders in this world. I encourage you to turn your eyes from the failures of yesterday. The past can serve as a teacher, but it must never become a prison that keeps you shackled in shame or regret. I have erased your sins, forgiven your stumbles, and cast your mistakes into the sea of forgetfulness. You need not carry that weight any longer. When you dwell excessively on what you did wrong, you miss the beauty of what I can do right now. My plan for you is not derailed by your imperfections. Rather, my power is magnified in your weakness. If you let me, I will take every broken piece of your history and fashion it into a work of art, revealing my mercy and your resilience. Rejoice, knowing you have been released to live freely in the present, with a heart open to my voice and a spirit anticipating new beginnings. Listen to the stirrings of gratitude within your heart, for thankfulness is a key that unlocks your perspective, allowing you to see the many ways I bless you each day. When you pause to appreciate the sunrise that greets you, the laughter of loved ones, or even the meal on your table, you align your soul with a rhythm of grace. Gratitude dispels anxiety, melts worry, and refocuses your attention on my continual provision, reminding you that I take care of the lilies and the sparrows, and how much more will I care for you. Let your prayers be laced with thankfulness, and you will find that joy blossoms even amidst your trials. This is not to downplay your struggles, but to highlight that I am continuously weaving small wonders into your life. Celebrate them and trust that more good gifts are on the way. Do not compare your journey with the paths of those around you, for I have handcrafted a unique destiny for each soul. Comparison can breed jealousy, insecurity, or pride, none of which will serve the flourishing of your faith. Instead, celebrate the successes of others, knowing their stories differ from yours. I have planted seeds in your life that will yield fruit in due season, so have patience and nurture them through prayer, diligence, and steadfast hope. The orchard of your future might look different from what you see in others, but it will be ripe with blessing, tailor-made for you. When you fix your eyes on me, not only do you avoid the pitfalls of comparison, but you also discover a peace that transcends the clamor of social expectations. Focus on my calling, and you will find true contentment growing in your heart. If you ever find yourself questioning whether I hear your prayers, let me assure you, I do. I have never tuned out the cries of my children. Whether you speak boldly or in trembling whispers, I catch every word, and my spirit translates even your groans into a language of divine understanding. If answers seem slow in coming, remember that my timing is perfect, orchestrated with a wisdom that sees beyond your immediate horizon. I may be preparing you for the blessing you seek, or I may be orchestrating events behind the scenes, weaving circumstances to create an outcome that far surpasses your initial expectations. Trust that I am neither deaf to your petitions nor blind to your tears. In my compassion, I store each cry of your heart, and I respond in ways that will truly nurture your soul. Remain steadfast, for you will see that all things work together for your good. I also want you to know that humility is not a sign of weakness, but a gateway to deeper intimacy with me. When you humble yourself, laying down your pride, you acknowledge your dependence on my strength. The scriptures tell of many who tried to ascend by their own might, only to stumble, while those who knelt in surrender were lifted up by my grace. Consider the posture of a child who trusts completely in a loving parent. That is the posture I desire from you. Humility unlocks your heart to my instructions, allowing me to shape your character into a reflection of my Son. When you choose humility, you choose me, and I respond by exalting you in due season, placing you on a firm foundation of unwavering grace. Embrace this path, for it leads to a life of spiritual riches that cannot be measured by worldly standards. Community is also part of my grand design for your life, because I did not create you to walk alone. The body of believers is meant to function like different parts of one organism, each fulfilling a role that supports the others. When you gather in my name, be it in a church building, a living room prayer group, or an online fellowship, I am right there among you, multiplying your joys and dividing your sorrows. Human relationships can be messy, but they are also vessels through which my love flows, teaching you about empathy, patience, and forgiveness. Do not isolate yourself out of fear or past hurts. Instead, seek relationships grounded in my truth so you can encourage and be encouraged. Even in the friction of disagreements, my spirit can foster unity, building bonds that testify to the power of my grace. Lean into community, for I often speak to you through the people I place in your life. You might feel sometimes that your faith is too small, too fragile to withstand the pressures of life. But remember that even faith the size of a mustard seed can move mountains. True, unwavering faith is not about never doubting. It's about choosing to trust me despite your doubts. I don't condemn you for wrestling with questions, for that wrestle can draw you closer to my presence, refining your understanding and reliance on my word. Each time you choose to trust, you fortify the foundation of your relationship with me, like a tree extending deeper roots in the soil after each storm. Over time, your faith becomes a shelter not just for you, but for others who look to your resilience and find hope for themselves. So do not measure your faith by outward appearances. Measure it by your willingness to keep turning to me in every season. That is the essence of faith, a persistent, unyielding pursuit of my heart. The path I set before you might at times be shrouded in uncertainty. You may wonder if you are truly following my will, questioning each decision and each turn. My desire is that you listen closely for my Spirit's guidance, which often comes through a gentle nudge rather than a booming voice. You might notice doors opening effortlessly in one direction, or encounter subtle confirmations, like biblical passages that resonate with your situation, or supportive words from trusted friends that echo my wisdom. Discernment is a skill you develop over time, but each time you seek my counsel, you refine your ear to recognize my leading. And even if you take a misstep, do not fear. I can redeem any wrong turn, shaping it into a lesson that draws you closer to me. Keep moving forward with courage, for I am your trustworthy shepherd. I encourage you to cultivate a heart that remains teachable. In humility, recognize that no matter how much wisdom you gain, there is always room to grow deeper in truth. Let my word be the lamp that illuminates your path, reading it not as a checklist, but as a living conversation with me, allowing its truths to become seeds that transform your thinking, your choices, and your relationships. When challenges arise, consult the scriptures as a guide, and let my Spirit apply those ancient truths to your current circumstances. Furthermore, be open to correction and insight from others in the faith community, for I may use their perspectives to refine you. This posture of constant learning enriches your spirit, enabling you to serve as a well of wisdom for those around you. Nurture your curiosity about the mysteries of my love, and you will discover endless depths of grace. Even as you face battles, some external, some waging within your own mind, know that I have equipped you with spiritual armor to stand firm. The belt of truth secures you against deception, the breastplate of righteousness guards your heart, and the shield of faith extinguishes the enemy's fiery darts. The helmet of salvation protects your mind, and the sword of my word cuts through lies. None of these weapons rely on your personal might. They rely on my power and presence working in you. When you feel overwhelmed, remind yourself that you're not alone in the fight. My angels camp around you, my Spirit strengthens you from within, and my Son intercedes on your behalf. With me, your victory is assured. Even if the journey is arduous and filled with twists, hold fast to this promise, for I never abandon my warriors. In the tapestry of life, you will also experience seasons of joy, where blessings overflow, doors open wide, and you can see my favor in every corner. In these moments, don't forget to pause and give thanks, recognizing that every good gift comes from my generous hand. Rejoice in your successes, celebrate your milestones, and share the abundance of your joy with others, because the blessings I pour out on you are meant to be multiplied through your gratitude and generosity. And even as you cherish these high points, remember to remain humble, acknowledging that your strength and your achievements are fundamentally rooted in my provision. A heart anchored in gratitude during seasons of plenty is one that stands firm when lean times inevitably come. Let your thankfulness become an offering that glorifies me. Often I will use you in ways you do not even notice. Perhaps a kind word you speak is exactly what someone needs to hear in their darkest hour, or a helping hand you extend paves the way for a miracle in a friend's life. You may not see the immediate ripple effects, but rest assured, I am at work, orchestrating outcomes that align with my greater plan. Give freely of your time, your compassion, and your resources, expecting nothing in return, and watch how I turn your small seeds of kindness into a harvest of changed lives. You might marvel one day, realizing that a simple act of generosity set off a chain reaction of hope. Such is the beauty of my intricate design, weaving your faithfulness with my power to bless the world around you. Live generously, for I multiply every gift given from a sincere heart. Take to heart my call to rest. In a world that prizes constant productivity, the concept of genuine rest can seem foreign or even irresponsible. But I established the rhythm of work and rest from the very beginning, showing you that your physical body, your mind, and your spirit need to pause, to breathe, and to refocus on me. When you allow yourself to cease from striving, you acknowledge that you are not the sole architect of your destiny. I am. In that rest, you realign with my strength, letting go of the burdens that weigh you down. You realize that I sustain you, not your endless labor. So find comfort in regular Sabbaths, quiet retreats, or even a daily pause for prayer and reflection. In these moments, I replenish you with a peace the world cannot give. Trust that I hold your tomorrows so you can rest freely today. As you look to the future, let go of the fears that whisper there may not be enough time, enough opportunities, or enough blessings for you. In my kingdom, scarcity is not the norm, abundance is. I am the God who fed thousands with a few loaves and fish, who made a shepherd boy into a king, and who turned water into wine at a wedding feast. My creative power has no limits, and my love for you does not diminish when resources run low or when the world's economy falters. Align your perspective with mine, trusting that I can multiply your gifts, stretch your finances, and open new horizons you never considered. When you place your hopes and future in my hands, you free yourself from the crippling grip of worry and walk boldly into new possibilities. Keep moving forward, for I hold all the resources you need. My beloved child, I see your heart even when the world rushes by without noticing the gentleness in your eyes or the compassion that guides your steps. You are a precious gem, designed by my hand to reflect the beauty of my grace, and there is no moment in your life that escapes my loving attention. I rejoice whenever you realize how profoundly cherished you are, and I long for you to see yourself through my eyes, radiant in potential, blessed with strengths only you possess, and woven into a sacred tapestry of my ongoing work on earth. You might worry you are too small, too flawed, or too invisible, but I assure you that your life holds immense value in my grand design. I watch over you in every breath you take. I know the silent burdens that weigh on your mind, the anxieties you hesitate to voice, and the fears that grip your heart when you lie awake at night. Yet even in your most restless hours, I am beside you, gently whispering hope into the corners of your doubt. Remember how the Psalms proclaim that I am near to the brokenhearted, binding up their wounds with a tenderness beyond human understanding. You are not required to solve every challenge on your own, for I am the one who parted the Red Sea, who fed multitudes with just a few loaves, and who still performs wonders that defy mortal limitations. Stand firm in faith, for my love never leaves you. I see every unspoken sorrow, every tear that glistens behind your smile, and I hold each moment of your pain with the gentle embrace of a caring father. When the nights feel unbearably long and you question if morning light will ever break, remember the truth declared in my word. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. I specialize in turning ashes into beauty, weaving even your hardest trials into a tapestry of redemption. You are never alone in your trials, and not a single aspect of your circumstance escapes my understanding. You are never alone. I am with you forever. I rejoice every time you lean into the sense of purpose I have seeded in you, for I created you to shine with the brilliance of my glory, just as stars light up the night sky. Even the seemingly ordinary tasks you handle can become avenues of great blessing when you invite me into them. Whether you are comforting a friend, diligently working at your job, or praying in solitude, I am there, breathing life into your efforts. Do not underestimate how I work through your every word, your every choice, and your every act of compassion. My divine hand moves in subtle ways through your willingness to serve. Stay strong in faith, for my love never leaves you. I am the one who formed you in your mother's womb, knowing you by name long before your first breath. My word in Genesis testifies that I created humankind in my image, bestowing dignity and profound significance upon every soul. Therefore, you need not strive to earn my affection through accomplishments or perfect performance, for my love is unconditional and steadfast. I delight in the essence of who you are, not just the things you do. Let that truth settle in your heart as you walk through your days, for I am the potter carefully shaping you into a vessel of honor. I watch over you in every breath you take. I understand the sleepless nights you endure, those moments of restlessness when you wrestle with tomorrow's uncertainties. I hear the silent prayers you whisper, unsure if anyone is listening. Let me assure you that I not only listen, but also respond. Scripture declares in the Gospel of John that if you ask in my name, I will do it, that the Father may be glorified. Never hesitate to call upon me, for I long to show my hand at work, to lift your burdens, and to fill you with a peace beyond human reason. Sometimes answers unfold instantly. Other times they grow slowly like seeds planted in fertile ground. No matter what, do not worry, for I am opening a new door for you. I am your shield and defender, standing at the gates of your life to protect you from the storms that threaten your peace. The winds may howl and the waves may rage, but they cannot overwhelm the child who abides under the cover of my mighty arm. Recall the stories of Exodus, where I led my people through deserts and parted seas. I have not changed, nor have I lost my power to deliver you. When fear creeps in, look again to the cross, remembering how great my love for you truly is. My plans for you will stand even against the fiercest opposition, for no darkness can outshine my light. I bless you. Walk forward in peace. I know the question that sometimes rings in your mind, am I truly enough? Let me remind you that I am your sufficiency, the Lord who provides and multiplies even the tiniest offerings to accomplish great things. If you bring me your willingness, no matter how small or hesitant, watch how I will magnify your efforts for my kingdom. Think of the story of the loaves and fishes, how I took an insufficient meal and fed thousands. I continue to multiply your gifts beyond what you can imagine, transforming your humble seed into an abundant harvest that will nourish many. Trust in my ability to do immeasurably more than you ask. You are never alone. I am with you forever. I see how you long to make a difference, to bring change or relief to this world that often aches with brokenness. Take heart, for I am working through you every single day, even when you do not recognize my hand. A simple act of kindness, a patient ear, or an earnest prayer can reverberate in ways you cannot fathom, shifting someone's life trajectory in a hopeful direction. Do not underestimate these gentle ripples of compassion. I am the one who orchestrates them into a grand tide of my mercy. You shine with my glory when you love the unlovable, forgive the trespasser, and encourage the weary. I watch over you in every breath you take. I hear the questions you hold in your heart, and I see the moments of doubt when you wonder if I still care. My word states in the Psalms that I bottle every tear you cry, for nothing about your life goes unnoticed by me. You are my treasure, precious in my sight, and my arms remain open even on the days you feel unworthy. Let me carry the burdens that seem too heavy, for I never intended you to walk alone, weighed down by endless cares. Remember that my yoke is easy and my burden light. Stand firm in faith, for my love never leaves you. I understand how isolation can eat away at your spirit, How you sometimes feel that no one truly grasps the depth of your soul or the complexities of your journey. When loneliness threatens to crush you, remember that I am the God who is near to the brokenhearted, the one who stands closer than a brother. Open your heart to my presence, for I am constantly reaching out, ready to fill the emptiness with my warmth and assurance. In those quiet moments, allow my spirit to whisper comfort that transcends every doubt. Let my love be the answer to your deepest yearning, because my compassion has no boundaries. I watch over you in every breath you take. I know that life often presents crossroads where you feel unsure which path to choose. In those times, pause and invite me to guide you, for I am the shepherd who leads you beside still waters and restores your soul. I do not want you to flounder in confusion, so I offer my hand to direct your steps. Trust that I can open doors no one else can, while closing those that would lead you astray. If you sense a gentle prompting in your heart, test it against my word and pray for discernment. Then step forward with confidence. My counsel is faithful, and my wisdom is unsearchable. Stay strong in faith, for my love never leaves you. I see the dreams you harbor deep within, some you have barely dared to whisper out loud. Know that I place holy desires in your heart, according to my purpose, fueling a vision that extends beyond your immediate understanding. It might seem risky to trust in a dream that has no clear roadmap, but I ask you to lean on my promise. I will accomplish what I have started. Let your faith be like the mustard seed that, once planted, grows into a shelter for many. Do not let disappointment, delay, or fear snuff out the passion I have ignited in you. Walk forward, for I hold the blueprint of your future and long to unfold it at just the right time. I bless you. Walk forward in peace. I understand how weariness can settle in your bones, how serving others, facing challenges, and managing everyday tasks can drain your spirit until you feel hollow. In those moments, take refuge in my presence, for I am the wellspring of living water that replenishes the soul. When you come to me in prayer, heart open, tears or no tears, I refresh your mind and restore your vitality. Recall the Gospel of John, which speaks of me as the true vine. If you abide in me, you will bear much fruit. You are not meant to be self-sufficient, for I designed you to thrive through union with me. Trust that I will refill every empty place until joy overflows. You are never alone. I am with you forever. I know the guilt you sometimes carry, regrets about decisions made or words spoken that you cannot take back. Let me remind you that I am the God who forgives and renews, washing away every stain of sin when you come with a sincere heart. In my kingdom, no one is defined by their past, because I extend mercy that triumphs over judgment. Let the cross stand as an eternal symbol of my willingness to pay the highest price to redeem you. You are not bound to old mistakes, but liberated to walk in newness of life. Do not dwell on what has been lost. Look instead to the bright horizon of grace unfolding before you. I watch over you in every breath you take. I am not indifferent to your frustrations or your tears. Rather, I hold them as precious evidence of your longing for better tomorrows. Even when you question my ways, my love for you remains unshaken. Like a father who guides a toddler's wobbly steps, I accompany you through the uncertainties of faith, never resenting your slow progress. When you stumble, I offer my hand. When you lose sight of hope, I gently realign your gaze onto my promises. The book of Revelation speaks of a day when all sorrow ceases and tears are wiped away. Keep that day in mind, for it points to the fullness of my plan. Stand firm in faith, for my love never leaves you. I rejoice in your quiet acts of generosity, whether you give a kind word to a weary friend or share from your own resources with someone in need. These seemingly small gestures resonate in the heavens, echoing the heartbeat of my love. I see how you wrestle with whether your contributions matter, yet every act of compassion bears fruit in my kingdom. Do not let the world's cynicism overshadow the beauty of your service, for I can multiply each seed you sow. My grace elevates your efforts from ordinary to extraordinary, revealing my love to hearts you might never meet in person. Be at peace, for your labor in me is never in vain. Stay strong in faith, for my love never leaves you. I know the times your own mind becomes a battlefield, besieged by insecurities or negative thoughts. Remember how in the Psalms David cried out to me, wrestling with despair yet always returning to hope in my steadfast goodness. I call you to renew your mind daily in my word, allowing the truth of who I am to dispel every lie about who you are. You are my beloved, chosen and dearly cherished, not a prisoner to the insecurities that attempt to define you. Surrender those doubts to me in prayer, and let my spirit fill the space with clarity, confidence, and a sense of divine identity. I watch over you in every breath you take. I see the chaos that sometimes swirls in your environment, relationships fraying, finances dwindling, or external pressures threatening your peace. Even when everything around you feels unstable, cling to the knowledge that I am your rock. The storms may rage, yet those who build their foundation on my words stand unshaken. In Exodus, my people witnessed my power when seas were parted and enemies were overcome. Trust that my power is as mighty today as it was then. If you abide under my protection, no wave can capsize your hope. Place your worries in my hands and watch how I transform circumstances you thought impossible to overcome. I bless you. Walk forward in peace. I understand that waiting can feel excruciating, especially when you yearn for breakthroughs or answers to prayer. However, time in my economy works differently than in yours. I shape you in the waiting, teaching patience, refining motives, and strengthening your character so you can fully steward the blessings I plan to bestow. Think of how Abraham waited for a son, or how Joseph spent years in prison before rising to leadership. Both experienced delays that ultimately led to greater testimonies of my faithfulness. Do not assume I have forgotten you. Rather, trust that my timing is orchestrating a far greater purpose than you can currently see. You are never alone. I am with you forever. I am the Father who delights in every facet of your being, from your laughter to your quirks, from your aspirations to your struggles. At times you feel unworthy of such devotion, but let me remind you that my love surpasses every doubt and shortcoming. In the Gospel of John, you see how I loved the world so deeply that I gave my Son, ensuring that no barrier remains between us. Bask in the warmth of that truth. You are desired, you are welcomed, and you are embraced fully by my heart. Allow this reality to dissolve any lingering shame and empower you to walk with assurance. Stand firm in faith, for my love never leaves you. I rejoice in your prayers, whether they are voiced eloquently or whispered through tears. They are like incense rising before my throne, bringing joy to my heart because they reveal your trust in me. Prayer is not a formula, but a relationship, a connection that fuels every aspect of your life. Bring me every concern, finances, health, relationships, even the mundane details of your daily routine, and see how I respond in subtle signs or miraculous interventions. Prayer shifts your focus from the troubles at hand to my unfailing promises. Rest in the knowledge that I take pleasure in hearing from you, and I do not dismiss any request you bring in humility. I watch over you in every breath you take. I know it can be difficult to open up your heart when it has been bruised by disappointment or wounded by betrayal. Yet I invite you to entrust your heart once more, for my healing power is far greater than any pain you have endured. I mend cracks and fractures, filling them with a love that transforms bitterness into forgiveness. Think of Joseph's journey in Genesis, sold by his brothers, yet ultimately used by me to save many lives. In the same way, I can turn your deepest hurts into a cornerstone for new growth. Let go of the past that chains you and welcome my renewing presence that brings restoration in all areas of your life. Stay strong in faith, for my love never leaves you. I observe how comparisons can rob you of joy, how you sometimes measure your worth against another's accomplishments or blessings. My child, you are uniquely crafted, and no one else can fulfill the divine plan I have specifically for you. Each path is distinct, and my grace is abundant for every step you take. When you focus on what others have, you miss the brilliance of what I am doing in your life. Instead, celebrate the diversity in my family and rejoice in the victories of others while remaining confident in the purpose I have for you. Let your heart be free from envy, for my provision for you is certain and timely. I bless you. Walk forward in peace. I am your refuge in every storm and your ever-present helper in times of need. Let me shoulder the weight that strains your spirit, because no burden is too great for me. I measure the oceans in my hands and set the stars in the sky. Your difficulties are never too daunting for my might. Whenever you feel cornered by trials, remember my promise to never forsake you. The book of Hebrews confirms, I will never leave nor abandon those who trust in me. Lean into my embrace with a childlike faith, and watch how I deliver you from dilemmas you once deemed impossible. You are never alone. I am with you forever. I rejoice when you step out in faith, even if your steps are trembling and uncertain. Sometimes courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. Each time you step onto the waters of the unknown, you mirror the story of Peter walking on the waves to meet my Son, fearful yet propelled by hope. When doubt arises, fix your eyes on me, for I am the one who commands the winds and calms the tempest. If you falter, remember that my hand is always outstretched, ready to steady you. Keep moving forward, for every venture in faith brings you closer to the fullness I have prepared. Stand firm in faith, for my love never leaves you. I see how easily you can become entangled in the noise of daily life, forgetting to pause and sense my quiet leading. Cultivate stillness in your routines, moments of reflection, pockets of silent prayer, or simply stepping outside to admire the sky. In those gentle pauses, you attune your heart to my voice, allowing me to whisper guidance you might otherwise miss. The prophet Elijah found me not in the wind or the earthquake, but in a still, small voice. So do not fear silence. It is often the conduit for my deepest revelations. Seek solitude with me, and find the wellspring of renewal that gives you renewed vision and purpose. I watch over you in every breath you take. I understand the yearning in your spirit for meaningful fellowship, for companions who uplift and strengthen you. Remember that I created you for community, just as the early believers in Acts gathered to share, pray, and support one another. It pleases me when my children unite in love, for such bonds reflect the unity within my own nature. Seek out those who encourage you in righteousness, who celebrate your victories and stand by you in challenges. Also, do not forget that you can be that companion to others, sowing into their lives the same kindness you long to receive. Through heartfelt fellowship, I pour blessings that overflow. You are never alone. I am with you forever. I know how sometimes you wonder if the seeds you plant will ever bear fruit. Take courage, for even though the harvest might take time, every seed sown in faith grows by my design. Your acts of service, generosity, and kindness are like seeds watered by my Spirit, and in due season, they will produce a wonderful outcome. Do not lose heart if results are not immediate. My timing often operates on a scale broader than your sight can measure. Let the words from Galatians echo in your mind. Do not grow weary in well-doing, for in due time you will reap if you do not give up. Keep sowing, keep believing. Stay strong in faith, for my love never leaves you. I delight when you take my promises to heart, weaving them into your daily life. My word is more than text. It is the living breath that animates your spirit, enlightening your path and transforming your perspective. Whether you read from Genesis or Revelation, my voice resonates with timeless power, guiding you to a deeper understanding of my character and of who you are in me. Let my scriptures be your compass, your comfort, and your declaration in times of adversity. Speak them aloud, pray them fervently, and watch how my truth becomes a lamp that illuminates even the darkest corners. I watch over you in every breath you take. I am intensely aware of the struggles you have with forgiveness, how it can feel unjust to release those who have hurt you. But remember that forgiveness is more about your own freedom than about condoning another's wrongdoing. I taught you this through the example of my Son, who extended mercy even to those who nailed him to the cross. When you forgive, you break chains and allow healing to flow into your life. My grace is sufficient to help you let go of bitterness, turning your pain into compassion. If you find it difficult, ask me for help, and I will soften your heart, enabling you to walk in liberty. Stand firm in faith, for my love never leaves you. I see how you crave a deeper sense of direction, longing for clarity in your career, relationships, or future goals. Open your heart to my counsel, and remember that I order the steps of those who seek my kingdom first. My plan for you is not to harm, but to prosper you, to give you hope and a future, just as Jeremiah proclaims. When you align your desires with my will, you set yourself on the path of true fulfillment. Pray diligently, meditate on my word, and remain attentive to the subtle ways I lead you, through inspired ideas, timely advice, or an inner peace that surpasses logic. Trust that I am orchestrating every detail with care. I bless you. Walk forward in peace. I understand the occasional frustration that arises when you see others flourishing while you remain in a waiting season or face setbacks, but your story is unique, and my plan for you is crafted with divine precision. Do not compare your path to someone else's highlight reel, for I unfold blessings according to each soul's readiness. Keep your heart pure and rejoice in the successes of others, remembering that I never run out of favor to bestow. If I bless your neighbor, it does not diminish my capacity to bless you. Patience, faith, and gratitude will open doors you never anticipated. You are never alone. I am with you forever. I work quietly through your daily life, even in the most ordinary tasks like preparing a meal, tending to your chores, or offering a kind word to a colleague. Know that each of these moments can become sacred if you invite my presence in. Let your perspective shift from mundane duty to holy opportunity. When you do things as unto me, every act becomes worship, every effort becomes a reflection of my love, and every conversation becomes a chance to impart grace. The simplest gestures can carry eternal impact, for I magnify what is done in faith and love. Never underestimate your role as my co-laborer in the world. Stay strong in faith, for my love never leaves you. I am the God who sees the future with perfect clarity, the one who already stands in your tomorrows, preparing victories you haven't even dreamed of. Remember that your present troubles are not permanent, and your hopes are not in vain. Fix your eyes on my unchanging character and cling to the assurances in my word. What I have spoken, I shall bring to pass, for I am faithful from generation to generation. Your role is to remain steadfast, praising me in the hallway, even if the doors have not yet opened. Soon enough you will behold the wonders I have set in motion on your behalf. I watch over you in every breath you take. I know the ache in your soul when loved ones drift away or misunderstand your passion for truth. Yet do not lose heart, for I am the one who searches hearts and transforms lives. Keep standing in the gap through prayer, trusting that my spirit can reach even the most distant soul. Recall how Saul became Paul, turning from persecutor to apostle. I have a knack for rewriting stories that appear hopeless, so remain a beacon of warmth and understanding, reflecting my grace rather than judgment. Your steadfast love might be the very thing that leads them home. Stand firm in faith, for my love never leaves you. I rejoice whenever you take a moment to savor creation, the burst of color in a sunset, the gentle flutter of a bird's wings, or the refreshing hush of a waterfall. These wonders are reminders of my intricate craftsmanship and my endless creativity. Let them lift your heart in gratitude, for nature is a testament to my boundless imagination and my attention to detail. If I care for the sparrows and clothe the lilies in splendor, how much more do I care for you, my beloved one? Allow these glimpses of beauty to fill you with confidence in my provision. You are never alone. I am with you forever. I am forever enthralled by your honesty when you kneel before me, unguarded and transparent about your doubts, sins, or frailties. My heart swells with compassion for the contrite spirit that longs for my help. Do not be ashamed to confess where you have fallen short, because in your humility, my power finds an open door. Look at David, who poured out his remorse in the Psalms and still found favor and restoration. I do the same for you, healing every broken place and lifting you to stand in my righteousness. True confession paves the way for genuine peace, freeing you from guilt and shame. I watch over you in every breath you take. I declare over you that your story is not finished. Each new day is a page awaiting my hand to write beautiful chapters of growth, redemption, and triumph. No matter what has transpired, good or bad, up until now, I remain the author who can turn endings into fresh beginnings. If you hand me your regrets, your fears, and your dreams, I will spin them into a narrative of grace and victory. Every lesson learned and every tear shed are ingredients in the testimony that will emerge as you continue to walk with me. Keep your heart open to my leading, for I will not cease to be faithful. You are never alone. I am with you forever. I want you to celebrate the unique aspects of your personality, including the quirks and the peculiar traits that you might have labeled as flaws. Your sense of humor, your creative spark, your gentle spirit, or your bold courage, all these details matter to me. These are the brushes with which I paint my grace into the world through you. When you stifle what makes you unique, you limit how I can move in and through you to bless others. So stand tall in who you are, not with arrogance, but with confidence in the one who molded you with such intention. Embrace your genuine self, for I fashioned you for a particular reason, in a particular time, and among a particular set of people who need what only you can offer. Be true to that calling, and you will flourish under my guiding hand. Dear child, I have prepared a future overflowing with blessings for you, a future where your struggles transform into testimonies of my redemptive power, and your perseverance stands as a beacon to others. Imagine a season where every tear you cried becomes a seed that sprouts into a flower of wisdom or compassion. Visualize the doors that will swing wide open as you trust me more deeply, the relationships that will blossom under my watchful care, and the hearts you will influence by reflecting my love. You are on a journey, and while it may have rough patches, I promise that each valley leads to a mountaintop experience. Keep lifting your eyes to me, allowing hope to anchor your soul. The challenges you face are merely chapters, not the entire story, and the final chapter I have written for you is one of victory, peace, and joy. So now, my beloved, hold on to these truths with determination. My love for you will never fade, no matter how your circumstances shift or how your emotions fluctuate. I bless you and your family with protection, provision, and prosperity, speaking my favor over every endeavor you undertake in alignment with my will. Remember that each morning you rise, my mercies greet you anew, ready to cover any mistakes and strengthen you for the tasks ahead. Walk forward in my peace, letting your heart remain open to the wonders I am unveiling each day. When doubts surface, remind yourself that I am the same God who has walked with you from the beginning, and I am still guiding you toward a future brighter than you can envision. Look forward with confidence, because the very best is yet to come, and I will always be by your side, working through you each and every day.